Hey guys, so I'm back. Um, let's get right into this video. And we are in college right now. Sorry, we're in college, and this is when I decided to kind of cut all ties with what I was doing before. I was severely depressed. I was heavily drinking, smoking. I was having a lot of random sex. I was doing a lot of negative shit in my life. And when it was time for me to go to college, I was like, I really should stop this. I really should find better ways to cope with my depression. At the time, I didn't really know I was still depressed, but when I look back at it, yes, I was. So I was just like, I need to find a way how to cope with this feeling that I've had. Instead of drinking, instead of having random sex, instead of, doing negative shit and cutting and things like that. So the college that I went to, it was about an hour away from my house through public transportation. I didn't drive at the time, so it's about an hour. It's about like 30 minutes if you drive. But anyway, my parents did not want me to go away to college because of my depression and how it was. They were afraid that I might spiral and end up trying to commit suicide again. And they weren't there to kind of help. So I didn't know this at the time. They just said no to me, that I can't go. But that's what they told me. They were like a little worried. So anyway, I'm at college, and I said to myself, instead of going to drinking and smoking and random sex, let's do clubs. Let's start joining a club. I really wanted to join a sorority. I've always been fascinated with them. I've always wanted to like join a sorority for real, like, and just have that experience. But because my college was a commute college, it wasn't a college where you can stay in. They didn't really have a sorority. They had like a sorority association type thing. Like they have a shared sorority with a bunch of different colleges, but it wasn't really what I was looking for. So I didn't really join that. But how I found this out was there was a club and activities fair. So they had little booths of different clubs and activities that my college provided. And so I was like, no. And so I went around until I found the music club. And I love music. I love singing. I love writing. I love, playing music and stuff. And so I said, let me join that. So I joined that, and they had this meeting. They said that they were going to do this meeting. And I went to the meeting because I said to myself, let's just do it. Let's just immerse ourselves in this. And when I went to the meeting, I met this guy that was, he was running the meeting. And he was kind of cute. He was my type. His name was Scott. He was tall. He was like this tall Indian guy. And he was dressed in like ripped jeans, and like, like he had a lot of like punk rock shirts and things like that, like graphic tees, things like that. So like I was really into that as well. So he was kind of the reason why I stayed. Like, honestly, like, I don't know. I saw him and I was like, oh, he's cute. Like, I really like him. Like, he's cute. I would do stuff with him. But I'm like, no, Vanessa, we're trying to get our minds out of the gutter or whatever. We got to focus on going to this club. But anyway, after the club meeting, he informed all of us that, there's music lounge. So they're the only club at my college that actually had a hangout spot that they had. And it was a little lounge. It was a little room on like the first floor, and it had a couch, it had a table, you know, and cupboards and stuff. And we just kind of like chilled there and stuff. So he was like, "Oh, I'll show you where the music lounge is or whatever. If you guys want to stay afterwards, if you don't have class." So I was the only one that stayed, and he showed me the music lounge. And from there, I stayed in the music club. Like, it was an awesome thing. Like, really and truly, like, me looking back at it, I'm glad that I decided to join. Obviously, well, I met my husband in this club, so. But, yeah, it was really good and nice. And so I met a lot of people. I met this guy, a couple guys that, you know, were talking to me. Scott, I think, was one of the first people that I started like hooking up with. We started hooking up around the school, and, you know, we did a lot of, you know, stuff. But he kind of wanted, like, I don't know what, it was kind of getting a little emotional for me, like asking about my feelings and things like that. And I was just like, I wasn't into that because of Brian. I was like still, you know, like trying to get over Brian, and I just didn't want to be in a relationship. I just didn't want to have that connection with somebody at this moment. And I decided to, you know, cut ties with him. After Scott, we did like a couple weeks. After Scott, I started like hanging out in the music lounge a lot, and I met this guy. Oh, I can't even remember his name. Oh man, but this guy, oh my God, he was kind of cute. And I liked it. I liked staying in the lounge and stuff, but our campus closed at 1 a.m. all the time. And I used to stay there till 1 a.m. Because I just didn't want to go back home. Like, I wanted to be in college, like immerse myself in there, because if I was home, I would think about all the stuff with Brian. I would think about all the stuff with, you know, me cutting myself, me drinking, like I would, with issues with my parents, like things like that. So I just wanted to stay out. So this one time, a couple of us from the lounge, including this guy, let's just call him Paul. I can't remember his name, but let's just call him Paul. So Paul invited a couple of us around. You know, Paul and I were flirting a little bit or whatever, and we got to talking, and he was, you know, kind of cute, and I'm just like, hey, like, let's just, you know, get to know each other a little more. And so Paul invited a couple of us from the lounge to hang out and just get like some pizza or something like that or whatever. So we ended up all hanging out. He ended up dropping off like everybody else to their house or whatever, and he left me for last because we were supposed to, you know, hang out and, you know, hook up and do some stuff. So I'm there, and I'm like having a good time or whatever, and we decided that, you know, we're gonna hook up and do some things. So we ended up we didn't really have sex. I just gave him a blowjob, honestly. And after that, it was a wrap. Like, he became like an asshole. Obviously, guys do that all the time. But I didn't really expect that. I mean, I can't, you know what? Yes, he became an asshole. I always try to justify stuff, but he became an asshole. Anyway, this is gonna go in part 2 because it's already 9:45. So stay tuned for part 2. Peace, guys.